好，欢迎回来。到了今天的嘉宾访谈环节，非常荣幸，我们今天嘉宾访谈环节请到了一位百忙当中抽出时间来到我们报 TV 的演播室接受我访谈的一位安省自由党领袖的候选人 Glen Murray. Welcome to our show, Glen.
Thanks very much, Cindy.
I know the traffic must be very, very bad up in north during the rush hour.
Yeah, we need a premier who's going to fix our traffic problems.
How
Absolutely.
It's terrible.
No, very seriously, it's a great interest of mine, getting rapid transit. We've talked about subway expansion. When I was president of the Canadian Urban Institute, we developed a series of models for funding transit to build grade separated so that the rapid transit isn't in traffic, it's either underground or above ground elevated. We have to do that. That's got to be a big priority for us.
Sure. First of all, it's your first time here. You used to be the mayor of Winnipeg. That's
I was.
Far away from Ontario. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Montreal. My family actually, for a brief time, had a dairy farm in eastern Ontario, which I loved. Most of my families are miners. My grandmother brought us to Canada in 1908. She emigrated from Ukraine and came to Hamilton. So our family arrived here in Hamilton about 100 years ago. So it's quite a long time ago. And then I came to work in Ottawa. Went to Carleton University for a while and lived most of my adult life in between Ottawa and Toronto. But I went to Winnipeg when I worked in management for the post office, and I got very involved in community health. Built a health center. Got very interested in education, and that led me to get involved in civic politics, city politics, and eventually elected city councillor, and then I was elected mayor. And interestingly, I worked on the planning committee for the Pan Am Games, and then I hosted the Pan Am Games as the mayor of Winnipeg in 1999. The last time we had the Pan Am Games, and we're soon going to have them again here, which is very exciting.
Right. Let's talk about your leadership campaign. You were the first candidate entering the race.
Right away.
That was a quick decision.
Well,
why are you running? Why do you want to be a leader?
Well, I think the economy is changing today. You know, as Premier McGuinty says, 70% of jobs require a university or college education. And so most families are trying to get their children to go to university, and we understand education is so important. So I think as Minister of Training Colleges and Universities, we worked a lot to get 30% off for tuition to make it more affordable for middle-class families. So I'm proposing, I want us to see us keep going that way. So in the United Kingdom, in Britain, and Australia, they don't make people pay their tuition up front. They wait till students have completed their education and have their first good job, and then they pay a percentage of their income on that. And we're going to allow people to write off the cost of that, students and families and businesses, the cost of tuition against taxes. So that will bring down the cost and make sure that every family has a reasonable chance to make sure their children get a university or college education. That's a big priority. I think that's important. The other thing I understand about the economy to help people get jobs is that middle-class families need a tax break. So I'm proposing a tax break, a tax cut for middle-income families. Most of your is between $300 and $1,000 for families, and that will help families you know, get through the difficulties that they face. It's become a very expensive economy for people in the world today, and we need to help middle-class families who have lost some of their buying power. They've lost some of their income over the years. And
you brought the idea of community energy plan. What is it, and what is that important?
Okay, well, it's important because this is something I did in my days at the Urban Institute when I was mayor. That you plan all energy the way that we plan our water. So, you know, the water that comes on in your taps. It's all planned out by the city. Sewage, when we flush our toilets, we know that that's a well-planned plan. Our transportation road systems, not so well in Toronto with that, but generally they're well-planned. So one of the things that I'm proposing is that we plan energy that way. Calgary plans its energy systems that way, and it saves a lot of money. It allows people to have a say in it, local democracies, turning energy planning over to communities the way they do in Western Canada. It will get us out of the need to cancel gas plants and some of those things that have happened through, I think, less than prudent planning. We listened to experts and we didn't really listen to communities enough, and I think that's important.
We have total 7 candidates in this race.
We do.
A little bit crowded.
Yeah.
What makes you different from other candidates? Well,
first of all, I led a government. When I was mayor of Winnipeg, we built more affordable housing than any city. We rebuilt our downtown. We partnered with the province to build new colleges and university campuses. All the time we did that, believe it or not, from Toronto, I cut taxes for the mill rate by 11%, and they haven't had a tax increase in 10 years. We saw real economic growth. We saw our NHL team come back. So I've actually led a government before, a big city government, and cut debt in half, cut taxes, and improve services. We have a big debt now in Ontario.
Yeah.
We need a leader who understands how to manage the economy and how to manage fiscal policy to make sure people get good value for their tax dollars and things are more affordable. I've run my own business. I built my own business, a small business. I've managed large companies. And so I bring private and public sector experience. And I don't think anyone else quite has that range of experience. And I think we need someone with that kind of experience who doesn't just talk about ideas, but has actually implemented ideas before.
What is the biggest challenge Ontario is facing? Now, how are you going to deal with it?
It's the change. Two huge challenges.
Okay.
One is the changing economy.
Okay.
For less than 5% of our jobs, so that's like 1 in 20. Sorry, less than 5% of our companies. So 1 in 20 companies are generating about 50% of our jobs. So 5% of companies generating 50% of our jobs. Those companies are generally small businesses, less than 5 years old, and they're in high growth areas like technology, information technology. The big challenge they have is they can't get enough investment dollars. So I'm going to cut the tax rates on capital gains, which will grow our tax revenues because it means more people will invest in Ontario. And I've worked with John Ruffalo from OMERS, Roger Martin, the Dean of Rotman School, at the business school. We put together a plan to do that. The second thing is we're the most multicultural, multiracial society in the world.
Yes.
In my constituency, my constituents speak 160 different languages. So one of our challenges is how do we make sure that our government and our businesses reflect it, give every child and every person full participation in our society. I'm very proud to be in a party with Michael Chan and Reza Moridi. We're the most diverse party in the world. So we've got to look at how we use our international networks to build our economy. You know, the Chinese, the South Asian communities have amazing, the English, the Irish, we all have amazing international networks. How do we build those? And how do we make sure that we're building institutions where every kid gets a chance to be premier, or a bank president, or a labor leader, or an artist? This is an exciting project we're on, building this incredibly complex society, and that's the other big challenge I have, and it's exciting.
Wish you all the good luck in your campaign.
Cindy, thank you so much, and thank you so much, and thank
you very much for coming and sharing your platform with us.
And I promise you, when I'm premier, I'll fix the transportation. We'll actually fix that Kennedy LRT and get decent transit out here.
Especially 404.
Absolutely, because I can't be late anymore.
It's terrible. Thank you very much for coming and joining our show. I know you're very busy. And
thank you very much.
Keep running.
Well, thank you so much.
非常感谢简望李先生今天的百忙当中抽出时间上到我们的演播室，跟我们大概的提说了一下他这个政纲啊，大家可以登录到 www.renewliberal.ca 了解更多的信息。再次感谢他来到我们的节目，谢谢。我们现在访谈到这里，先暂时告一段落，稍事休息一下广告，后来我们再会。Thank you very much for coming.